Hi there, my name is Carla and this is Coffee with Carla. I got this very special guest today, and we're not just going to talk to McKenna Morgan, but we're going to actually get a shop tour. She's going to kind of give us an idea of how she works on the cars and coming and going from the racetrack, but we wanted to say thank you for joining us. We'll try to get this up onto YouTube. It'll probably be tomorrow or the next day, but thank you, McKenna, for taking some time. You just got home from school.
Yeah, I did.
So, McKenna Morgan, you run the number 68 and mainly at Deming?
Yeah, mainly at Deming. We've run at Salem a couple times just to get some practice in before, but mostly Deming.
So when and where did this all start, the racing?
Racing started, my dad raced dirt bikes and my mom raced sprint cars growing up, and so I kind of grew up at the races a lot and watched them a lot. I was at Clay Cup when I was 10 days old. And
Whoa.
so we just got into it when I was 4 and started in kid carts.
In kid carts, and then where'd you go from kid carts
We went to quarter midgets at like Skagit, the little track, and then we moved to junior sprints and now restricted.
Wow. So how many dirt cups have you raced?
Mom, how many dirt cups do you think I've raced?
4.
4, probably
in each
4.
one of those cars?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that nerve-wracking, that being such a big, actually I was going to say Northwest race, but it's a West Coast and even a country race as far as what the prestige it has?
Yeah. It's nerve-wracking, but it's also really exciting to see what we can show up and do.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite driver?
Probably have to say Jared Gunderson. He's who I also kind of named my number after. He's number 6. My mom was number 8, and when I was little, I was like, well, is 68 a number? And that's what we went with. And Jared's always been really good to me, and he's always been a really fun driver to watch.
So you kind of use him as a mentor or an example of how he does it. Does he give you a lot of advice?
He talks to me before the races and tells me what the track's going to be like. Tells me if it's really tacky or if it's going to be slick that night, and he'll help me out with lines. And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the best part of racing?
I'd say like seeing how I improve, and after working on the car, long nights in the shop, going out there and seeing what the result of putting all that work in was, and just seeing over that season how I improve every single race.
So when you go into a new season, like in 2023, you'll be driving this beautiful car here that I understand you painted and did all the work on this.
Yeah.
But is there a goal in mind?
I think the goal is just not to wreck it and just to go out there and try my best and be fast and just be smart.
It's a tight little track.
Yeah, it is. It's quite the paperclip.
I think if you can conquer that, you can probably pretty much go anywhere and feel at least a good sense of knowing what you're doing on the track.
Yeah,
so.
After being in my junior sprint at Deming and going to Lemoore, it was like, wow, this is huge. And when I took my restricted there, it still felt like there was so much room.
Yeah.
Which was a good track to be able to get my bearings in the car on.
And you said that was Lemoore in California?
Yeah.
Is there other California tracks you've gone to?
I've gone to Delta as well in my junior sprint.
And is Stockton a micro?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I should ask this question. What's the difference between a mini stock and a micro, or is it just two names for the same basic class?
A junior sprint and a micro?
Or micro or mini sprint. Don't they call all the 12? Okay. Thanks, Fawn. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Is there a part of racing that you wish was different?
I wish it wasn't so expensive, because it's expensive if you wreck something, between front axles and shocks and just everything.
You put a lot of money into it, and
yeah.
Does that ever cross your mind when you're actually in a race, or yellows come out or reds come out and you're in line and you're ready to get the green flag? Do you worry about damage?
No, I worry about just like not trying to win it on the first lap and trying to take my time and get around the cars that I know I'm faster than, and just like having a clean, smooth race.
And patience.
Yeah.
I think being that smooth is the key to going fast.
Yes.
And I think that that's going to go with you wherever you go. What's the next plan? This is restricted, and that's what you're going to run this year, or would you be in the open this year?
I'm going to be in the restricted this year. I haven't run it at Deming yet, so
okay.
This will be my first year in a big car at Deming.
Okay. And then is there a plan after the restricted to go to the 600 open, or would you think you're going to even a different type of car?
Probably a 600 open, just because we've grown up at Deming and we know a lot of the stuff about these cars. So rather go to a restricted or an open that we know, rather than change it all up.
Well, the restricted and the open both are really competitive classes.
Yeah.
So, and for those who might not know, Deming Speedway is like 12, 13 miles east of Bellingham, almost to the Canadian border.
Yes.
And it runs on Friday nights. So that's a whole different concept that some people can't do because they may be too far away, or they get off work late or out of school late.
Yeah.
So always on Friday night. Then what do you do the rest of the weekend?
Work on the car and clean it and mop out the trailer, get her all clean for next week.
Oh my goodness, I love your dedication and your ambition to be able to do that. Wow. Do you get a lot of kids coming up to you after the races?
Yeah, when we're on the front stretch, we usually have a younger kid drive it up there and we push it, and then they get a lot of different kids come and sit in the car at Victory Lane, and we'll take pictures with them, and we'll always have somebody drive it back.
You actually let a race fan sit in the car and drive it back?
Yeah, we push it back.
You push it, but right. Oh my gosh, what a highlight for them.
Yeah. And
you've probably seen some of them growing up over the years. Wow, very, very cool. Do you have a nickname?
I don't think so. I mean, my mom calls me McKenna Grace a lot. McKenna Grace Race Face.
Right.
Always something like that.
Yeah. You know, I think that's something that announcers kind of are the ones that kind of give you those nicknames.
Yeah.
And I know Caleb, I don't know about Randy at Deming, but Caleb, he just won't give somebody a nickname. And I've asked him over and over, you know, why don't you give nicknames out? Because I think that people kind of remember that sometimes more than they do the regular names. And nicknames are always kind of fun. But then if it's not one you like, you may not want it to follow you either. Oh, my goodness. Do you have any superstitions or any lucky items, like lucky socks or anything like that you wear?
We don't wear green to the racetrack, and we never wear our own race car T-shirts.
Oh.
Kind of makes you seem like, oh, I'm going to wear my race car T-shirt to the track 'cause I'm the best. But it's more like, no, I'm going to wear somebody else's race car T-shirt and support them in their like racing career. And
do you have swag?
We do. We just got some new ones made. Has my car on the back and my name.
Oh, nice. And how can people find that or purchase those?
Send us a message.
Okay. And then you have a race page.
Yeah, McKenna Morgan Motorsports on Instagram, and I think it's the same on Facebook.
Okay, so I hope everyone heard that, and we'll tag you on our cover on that then too. So what's a typical race day like? Friday's going to school, but in the summer when you're out of school, what's a typical get up in the morning and get ready?
Usually I get up and we get my hair all braided and ready to go, and usually if I'm not at school, we'll load the car that day and we'll chill out there around like 2:30 and we'll hang out for a bit, and packing's at 5.
So, and it goes up pretty fast during the night, doesn't it?
Yeah, we qualifying and heat races, and then it's just the wait for the lineups and main, and then you're out there.
Yeah, wow. But you go to the track prepared, right?
Yeah.
Key thing to do, huh?
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite color?
Red.
I kind of thought so. So you talk about the day after race day. Is there a night in the shop that you're always out here? Maybe mom and dad are out here too?
Every night.
Every night.
We're always working on the car. We pull the axles. We do the bars, grease the bearings.
Wow.
The washer, and then we wipe down all the panels and clean the trailer.
Wow. So you're really hands-on.
Yeah.
It's got to be a huge advantage over others racing when you can come in and tell them what the car's doing, or it sounds like, or it feels like, and maybe have that adjustment made for you.
Yeah, it's really good to be able to come in and talk to my dad and be like, the car was too tight, or we need to loosen it, and just be able to talk about like what the track was like and what we can do to make my car even faster.
Wow. Does he see things sometimes, or your mom see things happening on the track when you're out there and just ask you, is it doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, they also have the eye for it, so.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like you have a really good package put together.
Yeah.
Wow, very, very exciting. I was going to ask you, I think you already shared, Jared probably has given you the most advice over racing years?
Yeah, Jared and the Hadlocks. The Hadlocks, Parker and Ty, they've always been over there tell me how to set up the car and what I should be doing, and calming me down after races when I'm worked up.
Not every race is the right race or perfect race, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes things happen completely out of your control,
Yeah.
and it gets frustrating, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
that's good. How about going out on the track? Is there any time during the day or sitting in staging that you get nervous at all?
I think it's mostly play day, when it's like, well, what's it going to be like this year? What's it going to be like? And like, even if I know how my car is going to react because I've raced it before, it's just like I go out there and it's like, okay, it's my time on Deming. Let's see how it goes.
Wow. And then last year we didn't get much play day in, did we?
No, we didn't.
So did we get a bunch of rainouts in the very beginning as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, hopefully that won't happen this year.
Yeah, hopefully.
But you took this down to Salem this past weekend. That had to be fun. Did it seem even smaller than Deming?
Way smaller. It's flat track, so it was different racing on it and non-wing. So
Yeah.
it was really good to get that finesse with the pedals and know that I have to be really smooth with the car.
Yeah.
So that's going to help a lot for Deming.
Yeah. Yeah, without the wing, you could really feel the difference, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Way different, but it's fun.
Yeah. So how about the future? Let's just say 5 years from now, what do you think you'll be doing? Or what would you like to be doing?
I'd like to be racing at Skagit and be able to just go faster and
Yeah.
keep building my career up.
Yeah. And 10 years from now?
Well, go for the Outlaws, something like that.
Okay, that's actually a perfect plan, I think. So you have some people you want to say thank you to and some sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to thank JCCT Enterprises. They've helped me out a lot this year. They've been coming to the track and supporting me every week. And PowerX, they've always been really big supporters of me. And Katrina Lane Real Estate, Jensen Lee Construction for powder coating my panels, and Truck 37 in Heaven, my Uncle Ryan and Aunt Stacy, for providing some help to us and honoring my Uncle Ryan as he's passed in my car, and the Rinkies for they built us our tire rack for in our car, so that was really cool. And Shots to Go.
Wow. I have notes to ask questions, but you didn't look at your arm, didn't have a piece of paper or anything with all those. That sounds like you have a huge support, a group of people that really care about what you're doing and want you to do your very best.
Yeah, they do.
Wow. So we are in this cool shop here, but you also have another shop that you actually work on the car. We brought the car over so everyone can see it here. But in that shop, is it all laid out with the tools and everything? Do you have your own tools, or do you guys all share?
We all share. I've got some of my own tools. My dad's got his tools, and we just have it all basically laid out to work on my race car.
Yeah. At the track, is it focused and no fun and games, or is there a balance of kind of the fun with the friends, but really I'm here to race?
It's usually after the races that it's fun with the friends, but all before that it's like, okay, what's the track going to be like, and how are we going to work on the car? That way we can ensure that we're going to be fast for this week.
Right. She races on dirt only, and as we all know, dirt changes throughout the night. Even from a beginning of the race to the end of the race, you don't have any kind of adjustments in there that you can do?
I can't adjust anything in my car. I can adjust my line, but that's really it. And so we just work on it in between. It's really important that I communicate to my parents what's happening with the car so that we can know what to do.
So do you have anybody filming you, or do you rely on others to film until you watch those tapes later?
We don't really film. We just kind of go out there, my parents watch it, and we just go from there.
Okay, so you don't watch, like when you went down to Salem, had you watched any video prior to that, or Lemoore when you went down there?
We watched videos of Salem, and I got to see what the track, to have an idea of what it was like. In Lemoore, I kind of knew what it was like. I knew it was going to be really big and oval and way wider than Deming, and I'd raced my junior sprint previously, so I knew kind of what to expect, but it was way different line-wise and everything.
Right, and speed, right?
Yeah.
Question about the different tracks. I just lost my thought, but, well, I am sorry about that. Is there anything else you want to share as far as racing or racing at Deming, your sponsors, your family?
It's me, my mom, and dad who mainly work on my car. I'm out there almost every night in the shop working on it, which is a huge advantage because then I know what to expect and I know what I need to work on my car at the track if something were to happen. And it's very different than a lot of racers. A lot of them show up and just drive, but a lot of the part of racing is being able to work on your car and know your car.
Understanding it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do your teachers and your friends at school know you race?
Yeah, they know. Every Monday after races, I come in and I'm like, they all ask how I did and what it was like.
Wow. Wow. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what's in this shop? I'll get the camera and you can tell me a little bit about that. Oops. There we go.
So this here was
I'm going to turn this around so people can see. There we go.
This is my dad's grandpa's truck, and he used it as his wood truck when he was chopping wood and stuff.
Wow.
And this car was in a barn, and in box was wrapped in newspaper, and my dad and my grandpa put it together and stored it, made it this beautiful 56 snowman.
Wow.
This car here, C10, we kind of just bought it. It's really fast, stick shift, cool car.
So wait, have you driven it?
I haven't, but I've definitely ridden in it.
Okay. I was going to say, because you're 12 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm 12.
Right. And this beautiful truck.
My dad's truck in high school, and it used to be white. He repainted it, and automatic, and C10.
Wow.
Step
But he did
side.
all the woodwork and...
Yeah, he did all the woodwork and everything on it.
So when you turn 16, which one are you going to drive?
Probably this one right here. It's my dad. He's gonna have to fight home for it.
Let's go over and take a look at your car. So you got it all logoed up.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of give, for the ones who don't know, I see you have a GoPro on there.
Yeah.
So will you be using that then this year?
Yeah, we'll definitely be filming. We got a new GoPro. We have a couple. We'll be filming the races from there, and you can get a perspective on how it looks when I'm driving the car.
So you're going to start a YouTube channel like Tanner Holmes?
Yeah, probably.
There you go. So front wing, just like a sprint car, top
Yeah.
wing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
We run bigger wings than they do in California for restricted. We technically run outlaw wings, which are way bigger than the California wings. So like the California wings are going to be way narrower, and the wing panels are way smaller.
Okay. Did you help put those together?
Yeah, we got them all together and ran those in California.
Wow. So let's take a look. What do you have for a motor?
We have Perrin Gaukian. He does our motors. He's pretty good. Our motor's really fast. It's pulled really hard in the races I've done so far. And we've got fuel injection.
Power steering?
Yeah, power steering.
All right. And then how about tire wear? Do you go through the right rear every race or?
In Salem, we definitely went through a full set of tires. And yeah, they get a little feathered. They got a little feathered at Lemoore too.
Wow.
We might eat up a tire on a basis at Deming.
Right. Just kind of depends what the track's doing again, right?
Yeah, if it's slick or if it's tacky.
Wow. Can you show us inside the office? So you have a full containment seat.
Yep, and we've got crow belts, MPI wheel. We've got the race monitor in front of my wheel. That shows
Okay.
me what temperature the car is and what it's revving to, so I know.
How many RPMs you're running?
Yeah, and if I need to change gear or if we need.
Right. Do something.
it.
Do you do much changing between, just the hot lapping and maybe when you qualify, maybe even after the heat before a main?
If our setup's way off, like we thought the track was going to be different, we will. But usually the track stays about the same throughout that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, McKenna, I can't tell you how excited I am for you and how exciting this season's going to be, and you're going to have a lot of followers as well. And I would love to be able to follow you on a YouTube channel. That would be cool. Get your insight on it too during the week. And all you have to do is set up a tripod while you're working, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, McKenna. Have a great season. I know we're going to get to race up there sometimes when you're there. When we're there, we'll get to see you and we'll be following along.
Thank you.
Thank you.